What's up, Panthers fans? Welcome to another week of West Coast Pan Therapy. My name's James Roach.
And I'm Alan Zapp.
And we're talking about some Panthers. Who they going to beat them Colts, right?
I think they will, Jim. I think they will. It's going to be exciting. I know that.
Well, let's take a sober pill real quick, though, because they are the Panthers. It was the Colts, and they kind of just barely beat them.
Well, I know, but it was such an important game for a young quarterback.
I agree.
I felt that to see Cameron take control of the game in a way that he really had to, it made me just felt reassured how wonderful an organization we have, Jim.
I agree. The Panthers are definitely a team-building organization. But let's talk about the team for real. So, Fireplug offense, aforementioned.
They sure do. They sure do.
He's the Tim Tebow of Tim Tebows, I think.
But you know, and I mean no disrespect to Mr. Tebow. I think he's a fine young player and a fine young man. But what Cameron does, he adds the element of throwing a ball 50 yards down the field on a high arc. And there's just, if you're a real football fan, that just gets you pumping, don't you think, Jim?
I agree. It's definitely not a lazy throw like a Testaverde lob or something like that.
No, and we here in West Coast Pan Therapy, we're not here to make fun of other players, past or present. So we don't mean any disrespect. It's just hard when you have such an athletic, special talent at the quarterback position to not compare him to some other quarterbacks that you may be familiar with.
Well, week after week this comes up, Al. I think that what we, obviously the offense is in the can. The offense is taken off. Let's talk about the crappy defense. What do you say?
I think, however you want to slice it, people, and we get Twitters all the time about it, I think the loss of this Beeson player has been really tough on this defense, Jim.
Yeah. Funny how, well, I guess it's not funny how, not like I'm talking about the conspiracy again, but the big contract, the immediate injury, he did put in a lot of good years with Carolina back when they had a decent defense, but I don't know, man. The whole thing's falling apart. I don't know about Big Ron. I think that he's not the guy for the team. He seems a little bit soft. I mean, he's a defense guy. He was a linebacker. He was a defensive coordinator. He comes into a team now where all the money's going into the offense. Where's the money for the defense? They spent a lot of money on Beeson. He gets injured. Now they have a bunch of rookies on the line. They have a respectable but not Pro Bowl caliber linebacker lineup, and then their safeties they just can't tackle. They just can't tackle in the field. They're shorter than all of the receivers. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Well,
anyway,
you pointed out some important, I think, holes in the team that we're aware of. You know, the many deficiencies that we have, and I do think it's tough on Coach Rivera because to have to go with this rookie phenom quarterback and just wing it as, game to game, I think it makes it a little more difficult. And what I hope for is that some of these holes, I think we're going to have to fill them in the draft, Jim, but it's going to be coming sooner than you think. And to be able to build around this Cameron fella, now I know he may be colored, and we certainly have had a lot of controversy about that, but you got to be excited looking forward, don't you?
Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's the beginning of a new era. There's the new quarterback. There's Rivera replaces John S. Fox, who is probably the best coach in the history of the league.
He was great for our state of North Carolina. He sure was. Coach, we miss you. We sure do.
It's like a Tom Selleck with long hair. Like Tom Selleck let his mustache grow out a couple of years. Not his mustache, his hair. Silly. But if he let his hair grow out a couple of years, he would be pretty much Tom Fox. Throw a white collared shirt on him with a blue collar. Well, anyway.
He's a handsome man.
Here's what I'm saying. Week after week we talk about this. I know we have a ton of fans, and no one is picking up on this online.
I don't know. I can't understand. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
Transcribe and post to all of the cat fancy forums all over the internet. Anyway. Sean McDermott ruined this team. I'll tell you why.
He played a part. He sure did. I have no doubt.
He destroyed the Philadelphia team. He was the right hand man to Jimmy Johnson, who did a great job with the Bears. And then, after being his right hand man, the Philadelphia team. Anyway, they their defense goes to hell.
Right. It sure they fell apart.
And then year two,
they did.
Or 2 years in, the year after he leaves, their defense is in such shambles. They have, I think the guy that's actually the defensive coordinator.
I think I know.
Does he even work for the team? I think he's outsourced.
I don't know. I don't know, but I do believe that this McDermott fella, it's very hard to be a supporter of his work if you look what he's done in the last 3 years. And we're not even prejudiced to him in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's Irish, but so am I.
Anyway,
McDermott, eyes on you, buddy. You got something going on wrong.
We are paying attention, Sean. Now, don't take it personal. It's just when you're part of the Panther family, you might be anywhere in the world, and you miss your home state of North Carolina. You might be
if you have a case of the cat fancy in Tallahassee, Florida.
You might have the cat fancy in some place like Johnson City. You could be anywhere in the world.
I know. You could be in Montgomery, Alabama and have a case of the cat fancy.
You know, cat fancies, I mean, we're talking far and wide. You could be in Gainesville. And you could feel the connection that hopefully Jim and I are able to convey with you tonight, that wherever you may be, if your heart belongs in the great state of North Carolina and you're a fan of these North Carolina Panthers.
And if you remember the John Fox era.
He was great for our team. He was a wonderful coach, and we wish him all the best in Denver.
Let's do some segments, man. We got a press conference specifically with Ron Rivera. One-on-one, me and him.
I'm excited, Jim. Let's go take a look. Coach, what is happening with the logo? I heard that there's a CS5 version of Illustrator with a lot of new features.
Yeah, well, those upgrades are totally expensive, so, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Coach, being a defensive guy, where are you in terms of having the league's best offense, but at the same time the worst defense?
I did feel like I totally had something going. I mean, I really did. Something. It was something. It's that Philly guy. He did me. We'll see.
Newton, are you concerned you're totally blowing it?
So, honest? Me and you? Yes. I mean, no. Listen, this isn't the Jets. This is a Super Bowl caliber team in between Super Bowls without a defense.
Come on, Coach.
Well, we're talking about winning and losing, see? There are no ties. Actually, there are ties. But the Panthers don't tie.
Okay. Where do you see the lira in, say, 4 years?
The lira is the main currency in Italy and Ethiopia. And listen, the Ethiopians aren't going anywhere. We'll talk when they do. How about that? I'll see you right back at this desk.
Coach, I just, a lot of our fans want to know, do you still go to John Fox's house and sit in your car and listen to Neil Young's albums?
You mean Chrome Dreams too? Well, I mean, that's a decent record, but there's a great view out there at John Fox's crib. I go there every day for like 3 hours and just sit and stare at the water, and I think of him. I mean it. You got it.
Hey, cat fanciers. Welcome to another week of the West Coast Pan Therapy. We're picking winners with Graham Roach. My name's James Roach.
And my name's Eileen.
And we're going to pick all the winners from this week. First, let's look back and see how we did last week. Looks like last week, Daddy just skimmed by Graham. I beat you 10-9. That's a pretty good week for both of us, huh, bud? Yeah, so the total score is 95-90. I'm pulling away for the end of the season. Graham's hiding right now. Pop up, buddy. Pop up. There he is. All right, so let's start running through the games. First things first, let's talk about Titans-Bills. Tennessee or Buffalo? Your head's up here so we can see over the logos, my man.
What?
Tennessee or Buffalo? Titans-Bills. Bills or Titans?
Titans.
Titans? I'm going to go Bills. I think that they're going to pull it off. Next game, Chiefs versus the Bears. Who do you like, Stinker?
Bengals.
The Bears. Ooh, this is going to be a tight match. I think I'm going to go Chiefs on this one. I like that Palco guy. He's a good quarterback, and I don't think the Bears can do it. All right, next game. Home team, Seattle Seahawks versus Philadelphia Eagles. Who you like there, Graham?
Seahawks.
I think I'm going Eagles on that one. I don't think the Seahawks have the muster to beat the...
What? I thought you hated the Eagles.
You know, I can come around for them every once in a while. All right, next one. Atlanta Falcons versus Houston Texans. Big division matchup. Texans. I think I'm going Falcons. That's a hard one, but I think the Falcons have what it takes. Next one. Oakland Raiders versus Miami Dolphins. This is going to be a hot old school game.
What team did you say again?
Oakland Raiders or Miami Dolphins? Raiders. I'm going Raiders too. I don't know what the Dolphins can bring, especially since I think the game's in Oaktown. Can you sit up a little so we can see over Los Logos?
Like this big?
Again, with the old jokes. 4 years old and you're already recycling jokes. All right. Hey, let's do knees. How about that? Next game. Two of your favorite teams. Hot division matchup again in the AFC North. Bengals, Steelers. Who is it? Who's it going to be? Bengals. I'm going to go Bengals too. I think that I don't know what the Steelers are going to bring to Cincinnati, but I like the Bengals' chances. Next game, New Jersey Jets versus Washington Redskins.
Washington Redskins.
Ooh, are you sure you want to go Redskins?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going Jets. Redskins couldn't beat their way out of a paper stadium. All right, next one. We're talking Broncos Vikings. That's it's Tim Tebow versus the
Broncos.
Purple Wave. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Broncos too. I don't think the Vikings have what it takes. Next one, Colts Patriots. This is an easy pick. Who do you like? Yeah, I'm going Patriots too. Baltimore Ravens versus Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns.
Oh, definitely Ravens for me. I don't think the Browns have it. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Arizona Cardinals. Graham, you're not even on the screen right now. Kneel up so we can see it.
Arizona Cardinals.
I'm going Cardinals too. I don't like the Cowboys this week. I think they're going to run out of juice. Here's a hot one. Green Bay Packers versus New York Giants after that tough loss last week. What do you think is going to happen here, handsome? Giants. I'm going to actually go Giants. The Packers have to lose some point. I think they're going to back off the throttle since they have the division essentially wrapped up. I'm going Giants. Graham, whole head up over the logos, buddy. St. Louis Rams or San Francisco 49ers. NFC West, best versus worst. 49ers or Rams, buddy?
Rams.
Rams or 49ers?
Rams.
All right, I'm going 49ers. I think we know where this week's going. Detroit Lions or New Orleans Saints? So mad.
No team.
Graham, Lions or Saints?
No team.
Graham, come on, face the camera, buddy.
No teams.
All right, I'll pick the Saints. We'll see what Graham does. Does no team mean no N-O New Orleans? Yes? Okay. He's speaking in code, ladies and germs. Cat fanciers. All right, next one. Chargers, Jaguars. San Diego versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville just fired their coach. Who do you think is going to take that one, Mr. Back?
No team.
I'm going to draw a face on the back of your neck so people think you're looking into the camera. All right, no teams. I'm picking Chargers there. Graham, if you forfeit, then you're definitely going to lose. Who do you like, Chargers or Jags?
No teams.
All right. Well, then the game of the week for us. Black and blue. We're talking about the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. Who do you like? Old Black and Blue or the Tampa Bay Messy Faces?
Tampa Bay.
Why don't you like the Panthers, buddy?
I hate those stinky Panthers.
Now, what are they? Where are they? Where do they stand with you?
In the phony club.
Why do you put them in the phony club?
Cause.
What do you think of Panthers fans?
Cause I hate those Eagles.
You hate the who?
Cause I hate those Eagles.
Well, we're talking about the Panthers, buddy. Do you like the Panthers or do you like the Bucks?
What?
All right, I'm going Panthers. Go Black and Blue. This is the game that they need to win in order to get back towards the division rush. All right, Graham, sit up tall again. Let's run through the picks this week. Blinky blink, blinky blink, blinky blink. Graham, I'm going to draw eyes, nose, and mouth on your butt so people think that your butt is your face. What do you think about that? Oh, all right. All right, say bye to all the Panthers fans.
Bye.
Bye who?
Bye, you thinkies.
That youngster, when I see the blood pressure rise in him sometimes when he's talking about a team, and that you almost see a barometer coming up on his cheeks. What a dynamo that little one is there.
He's full of energy. He hates Panthers fans for one reason or another.
Well, as he gets older, we won't hold that against him if he wants to join our family here at West Coast Panthera or Panthera anywhere, if you've got a cat fancy anywhere in the world.
Like in Baton Rouge?
Johnson City.
Well, why tear down the borders? You know, it could be in Gainesville, Florida.
You could be as far away as Gainesville, Florida, and we'd still consider you part of the Panthera family. Now, we're on the West Coast here, and they do things, and they're kind of weird, but overall, our spirit is in North Carolina with you as part of our wonderful family for this wonderful organization. And we're going to toast that right now, Jim?
Yes, right away. Well, so the best thing about the cat fancy, or about the pan therapy, is that we have so many fans. I mean, it's insane. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people.
You know, our family's growing all the time. It's large and growing, Jim.
My cell phone battery lasts about 15 minutes between charges because it's just constantly ringing off the hook with people twittering me and sending me Facebook messages and personal emails.
And we understand for religious reasons many of our Panther fans out there don't want to send emails or Twitters or things of that nature. We do accept letters.
Yeah.
We do accept money orders as well. So however you want to participate in our family, we welcome you.
Yeah, all that stuff. Well, I mean, I've heard from a lot of people. I'm ready to read, but I know that you have one extra special.
Oh, I do.
Content.
This week, we like to read one of our, we call them letters, could be of any kind of communication there is out there, be it a Google or Twitter or a YouTube. But this one I thought was special because it touches on an issue that we talk about quite a bit here at West Coast Panthera. And see if you can follow me. Her name is Annabelle Mudd, and she's from Squiggly Tail, North Carolina.
Squiggly Tail? What's the zip code there?
The zip code in Squiggly Tail, Jim, next to Zebulon, that'd be 27597.
Okay.
And this, again, is from Annabelle Mudd. I personally feel that the odors coming from our southern border are so strong that we should rename them Cowpoopia. Thank you, Annabelle. And many of the rest of you who have joined in our discussion about what to name our neighbors to the south. And we appreciate all the ideas you've come up with, but we just want to remind you that no matter what, good fences make good neighbors. And when it comes to the North Carolina Panthers, we appreciate your interest in our team, but if you'll stay on your side of the fence, we'd appreciate that very much.
Yeah, and if you ever feel compelled to change the name of the state to East Georgia, you know, by all means, you have everyone's permission.
You have our blessing. Just like within our family, everything's a blessing. How about this quarterback, Jim? I can't stop talking about this.
I know. The future of the franchise.
Cameron Newton.
The future of the franchise.
He's the future of North Carolina.
You know, I just wish that. Imagine the combination of John Fox and Cam Newton. That would be insane.
Oh, the coach of.
He did so much with, what was that old quarterback's name? I can never really pronounce his name.
I never could either, you know, because some people said, no, that it was a Del Homme or...
Romo?
Del Homo. I couldn't quite follow, but I will say, in defense of that quarterback, his first name was Jake. I just knew him as Jake. Yeah. And he was a mostly white fellow, but just the fact that I couldn't pronounce that name, it just kind of made it hard to cheer for the team. And now this Cameron Newton, you might call him Cam, just even though he is a colored fellow, that name just kind of rolls off the tongue. In fact, our production assistants right now are trying to find out maybe if Cameron is a biblical name, we believe it might have come from Leviticus or Deuteronomy.
Or Ferris, the book of Ferris.
It might have come from Ferris, but it's exciting to think about what this would mean for our Panther family.
Oh, believe it, believe it. You know, I'll stick to my guns without going into the negative. They really just have a lot of work to do on their defense, and that's it. You know, this year's blown. Do some work on the defense. The problem is that they took Beeson for such a high price and renewed his contract, and he was hurt right away. Well, forget about him being hurt right away anyway, but
it was an unfortunate situation.
they got them so close to the salary cap that they can't pick up any free agents on defense, and they have one of the worst defenses in the league.
But we have a young coach and exciting new quarterback, and things are bright in Panther world, and we encourage you to join us as we follow along for this incredible journey.
Except for Sean McDermott.
We don't welcome him quite as much as the other guys.
Anyway,
would you like to make a toast to wrap up our episode, Jim?
I would. To all things Panthers. I have a serious case of cat fancy, and I hope it came right through the screen into your stomach.
Hallelujah, amen. That's
Next week.
some fine beer they brew out here. They do. You got to give it to them. Now, I'm sure I'd rather be drinking some sour mash myself, but that's a fine glass of amber you'd have, especially in the colder weather up here.
I know. It is wonderful. It's truly wonderful. And the thing, they serve it in jars this big. You just go to the store and they have them.
The way they express themselves out here, it is just, it's wonderful.
It is.
It really is.
It's like a night and day kind of thing.
So will we see our viewers next week here on West Coast Pantherapy, which you might have guessed is a combination of thoughts and ideas that Jim has come up with. We appreciate your comments on our name. We put the West Coast in there because geographically, let's face it, Jim, we're on the West Coast. And then Pantherapy, you're combining the genus and the therapy right there.
Hey, whoa, I never thought about it.
You are combining science with this West Coast ideas.
100%.
Go Panthers! You're a wonderful organization, a wonderful team.
Seriously. Long live John Fox.
What a blessing this has been a part.